Year 3, welcome to your maths video for Tuesday the 23rd of February. This is your video if you're somebody who has the Year 2 booklet. So you're nice and prepared, get your booklet ready, turn to page 30 and 31 today and make sure you've got your purple book, your pencil and your whiteboard and your pen. Okay then, to get us warmed up and ready, we are going to do a missing number challenge. So here I've got the 2 times table and I've got some of the 5 times table, and as you can see I've got some missing numbers. So what I'd like you to do is either in your purple book or on your whiteboard, write them out, making sure you fill in the missing numbers. So we've got 2, 4, 8, 10. I'm sure you're saying them out loud to me. I'm sure you can figure them out. So if we're counting in jumps of 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think I might have just given you one. Okay, so fill in the missing numbers for your warm-up. Pause the video now. On to today's learning objective then. It says, can I show my understanding of inverse to find number sentences for multiplication and division? So here we've got our multiplication sign and our division sign. Now a tricky word we might not know the meaning of in that learning objective is inverse. We've spoke about it before. I'm going to remind you that inverse means the opposite. So multiplication and division are friends, but they are very, very different. They are opposite to each other. And we're going to look at that in more detail today. Okay, so on page 30, you've got your learning page to look at, and it's called Using Times Table Facts. Now, on this page, you haven't got to write any answers. This is a page to help you. So it says you can multiply in any order. Oh, can you remember that special word we spoke about yesterday? Say it out loud if you can. It's a funny word to say. Well done if you can remember that means it's commutative. So multiplication is commutative. Get your hands ready. We know we can switch it around and do it in any order. Okay, so it also has a little note saying this won't work for dividing, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so it says if you know 4 times 5 is 20, you also know 5 times 4 is 20 because we just switch it round. And we spoke about yesterday how the biggest number when we're multiplying goes at the end because the number's getting bigger. Dividing then is the opposite, the inverse of multiplying. So when we're dividing, the number's getting smaller. Now if the number's going to get smaller, where's the biggest number going to go in our number sentence? Have a little think. Well done if you know it's at the beginning. So we can see here, we know that 5 times 4 is 20. Now we can use that to say 20, so the biggest number's at the beginning now. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So that's a little page for you to have a read over, have a little look at, and then we're going to explain it in more detail. Right, so here I've got multiplication and I've got division. And we know they are friends, but they are very, very different. They are opposites. So they are the inverse of each other. So here I've got a picture showing the number sentence. 4 lots of 3 is 12. So there's my array for 4 times 3. So I can see I've got 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, 4 groups of 3. Count in threes with me to check we've got the right answer. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so we know that that one's right. On this side of the page then, we're going to create a division number sentence. Now we've just said that when we're dividing, the number is getting smaller. And I know some keywords for dividing are sharing or grouping. Okay, so I need to count how many circles I've got all together, because I know that's my starting number. Let's pretend they are sweets. So I've got all of these sweets here. How many have I got? Oh, I know, I've got 12. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12. So I know my starting number is going to be 12. Now I've put them in groups. Now they're in groups of 3. So here's one group of 3. Here's 2 groups of 3. 3 groups of 3. 4 groups of 3. So 12 grouped by 3 or divided by 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and as you can see, I've used the exact same numbers, the same digits in each number sentence. So I've got my 4 here. Got it in that number sentence too. I've got times 3, or I've got a 3 there, Luke, and I've got 12, and I've got 12. So they are the exact same digits, but they are opposite. So 4 times 3 is 12. So if I know that, I then know that 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, let's look at another one then. So here I've got 6 times 5 is 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups of 5 is 30. Let's count in 5 to check. Are you ready? Count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so the answer's correct. 6 times 5 is 30. When we're dividing then, where does that biggest number go? Well done if you know it's the beginning. So I've got 30 all together. So I've got 30 sweets. Shall we say the Smarties? I've got 30 yellow Smarties. Now I'm going to put them in groups. Now this time, I'm not going to go across. I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to see how many columns I've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can see I've got a group of 6 going that way. So this time, I'm putting my Smarties in groups of 6. So 30 grouped by 6. Shall we count how many groups we've got? Now, before we count, make a bit of a prediction. You can see that 6 times 5 is 30. So 30 divided by 6, 30 divided by 6 is going to be what? Let's have a look. So one group of 6, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. So 30 divided by 6 is 5. Did you make that prediction? Did you spot that that was the only digit from that sentence we hadn't used? Okay, this time then, I haven't got an array to match and I've got a missing number to do first. Can you help me solve it? So I've got 3 times something equals 21. So I've got to figure out that missing number. So 3 times something is 21. So how many 3's make 21? Oh, can you count in your 3's with me? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Oh, how many times did we count? It's 7. 7's a missing number. So 3 times 7 is 21. Now let's use that number sentence to create a division number sentence. So I know when I'm dividing, the number gets smaller. So my biggest number, 21, my answer, how many I've got all together, has got to go at the beginning. Okay, so 21 divided by, I'm going to choose 3. Divided by 3, what would my answer be? Now, let's have a look. I've used 21. I can see it there, Luke. Let's change colour. I've used 3. Oops, that didn't work. Let's try again. I've used 3. What's my answer going to be? What digit haven't I used from that number sentence? Well done. If you can see that it's 7. So 21 divided by or grouped by 3 is 7. So what I'd like you to do now is have a go at page 31. Okay, I haven't really explained the first 2 questions too much, but I know you'll know them already. I think you'll find them really easy. On question 3, remember when we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the beginning. So I'm going to give you a little clue. Your answers to the multiplication questions will go in these boxes here, because when we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the start. I'm sure you'll do amazing. Press pause on your video, complete that page, and then we're going to do some more challenges. Right then, so let's have another little think about multiplication and division. So we've said they are the inverse, and that means they are the opposite. So here I've got an array. Now, if we're thinking of multiplication, so thinking of lots of or times, I can see that I've got groups of 2. So I've got 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2. So my first number sentence would be 3 lots of 2 equals, well, let's count in 2s, count with me, 2, 4, 6. So 3 lots of 2 is 6. Now remember, think back to yesterday, multiplication is commutative. Well done if you said it. Okay, so if it's commutative, you can switch it around. So if I switch my array around, does the amount of counters change? Have I got any more or any less? Well done if you're shaking your head with me. No, it's the exact same. So I know then that when I switch it around, my answer is going to be the same. So now I've got groups of 3. So 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3. So 2 groups of 3 equals, and we know it's the same, so my answer is going to be 6. So 3 times 2 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so I just switch it round because multiplication is commutative. Well done if you said it. Okay then, so when we're dividing, we are finding out how many groups fit into the number. So I know, and we just spoke about this, when we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the start. So I've got 6 counters there. So my number sentence needs to start with the number 6. Now, I'm going to choose my red pen now. I'm going to make some groups. So I can make a group of 3 and another group of 3, 2 groups of 3. So I know then that 6 divided by or grouped by 3 equals 2. Because I've got 2 groups. Now, I'm going to use a different colour for this. So let's see which colour I can choose. Oh, I'm going to go for a bright green. So I've still got 6. I'm going to group it a different way. So I've made groups of 3. I'm now going to make groups of 2. 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2. So my next number sentence would be 6 grouped by 2 equals 3, because I've got 3 groups of 2. So if we look, we can create 4 number sentences using this array, okay? And they've each same digits. I've got 3 and 2 and 6. 3, 2, 6. 3, 2, 6. 3, 2, 6. They're just in a different order depending on the operation, whether it's multiplication or division. Now, I'm going to circle the biggest number. Now, when I'm circling the biggest number, I want you to be a detective. See if you can spot the rule. What do you notice? You might want to pause the video so you can talk it through with your adults. Well done if you know that when we're multiplying, the biggest number's at the end, and when we're dividing, the biggest number's at the beginning. Well done. Okay, so I've wrote my rules out here, and I'd like you to do the same. So, in your purple book, can you write me the title of rules? And then I want to see a multiplication sign. Now, if you want to give it a cheeky face like mine, you can. So, we know the rule is when we multiply, the number gets bigger. So, the biggest number goes at the end. So, 2 times 6 is 12. It's at the end, Luke. 6 times 2 is 12. It's at the end. Then you can put a little line to separate them like I have. And I want to see a division sign. So you'll divide. The number gets smaller. The biggest number goes at the beginning. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So I would like you to pause the video now to copy the rules out in your book so that you can use them for your learning today. Right, we're going to come back to this rule in a moment when we go through an example of our task for today. So let's just check we understand. When we're multiplying, the biggest number goes at the end. When we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the beginning. Got it? Thumbs up. Okay, so here I've got a number family. So I've got my triangle and I've got the numbers 2, 3 and 6. Now, we've already spoke about this. When we're multiplying and when we're dividing, from these 3 digits, I can get 4 number sentences. Show me a 4. We need to remember that today. We were looking for 4 number sentences for each number family. Okay, so I can get 2 multiplication. I'm going to write them down. And I can get 2 division. So I'm going to put my signs there just to remind me on that I'm looking for 4 number sentences. So I know that when we're multiplying, the number's getting bigger. So the biggest number, let's check our rule, the biggest number goes at the end. So in 2, 3 and 6, what's my biggest number? Shout it at me. It's 6, isn't it? So let's look at our fact family and let's go in direction I know. 2 times 3 is 6. So 2 times 3 is 6. So 2 lots of 3 equals 6. Let's count in threes twice to check. 3, 6. It's right. Let's go a different way. Okay, so now I'm going to go this way. 3 times 2 is 6. So I've got a different way around my triangle. So I'm switching it round because I know that multiplication is commutative. So I'm going to switch it round. 3 times 2 equals 6. Now let's just check. Is our biggest number at the end? Thumbs up. Right, we're dividing now. Think back to our rule. Where's the biggest number got to go when we're dividing? Well done if you know it's the beginning. Okay, so we know that the biggest number is 6. So now I'm going to do 6 divided by 3. Now I've used 6 and 3. What's my answer going to be? 6 divided by 3 is 2. Let's check that's right by counting the 3s until we get to 6. 3, 6. It's right, it's 2. Okay, so now I'm going to start with my biggest number again because we're dividing. 6 divided by 2. What's my answer got to be? I've used 6. I've used 2. My answer's going to be 3. Well done if you knew. Right, let's check that then. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So let's count in 2s until we get to 6. 2, 4, 6. Well done. Okay, so let's just double check we followed our rule. So when we're multiplying, the biggest number goes at the end. 6, 6. Got that one right? When we're dividing, the biggest number goes at the beginning. 6, 6. Got that one right. Okay then. So your task for today is to create your 4 number sentences for each number family. So what I'd like you to do in your purple book, you can draw each triangle, and next to each one I would like to see 4 number sentences, so 2 multiplication, 2 division, using those numbers. So you need to follow the rule today. So I'll go back to my rule page. So you can use this in your book to look at. Remember, when we multiply, the biggest number's at the end. When we divide, the numbers at the beginning. So we are finding all of the inverse number sentences for these number families. I can't wait to see how you get on. Good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.